the benefit and what the value that we provide for investors and with the business model that we have is that there's really, I'd say, 4 key components to the Padsplit model. One is that we do all of the marketing. So we do paid advertising on Google, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. All those major social media platforms is how we're driving demand to those rooms. Now we also do, and this is, look, dude, I actually learned this after I joined, but there's 60 plus listing services where you can list a room for rent. And so we will automatically distribute across all those channels. And that's just really expanding that organic reach. I mean, if you look up right now, Jacksonville room for rent, Padsplit is that #1 result. So that's really the benefit that you're getting is, you're partnering with a leader in the industry. So marketing is a key core component of the Padsplit platform. Now, the second pillar of that would be the member screenings. So we call them members because with the way we have our legal structure and strategy in place, people who are staying in these Padsplit rooms don't actually have tenancy rights. It's rather, there's a members agreement that they have to agree to. But prior to even agreeing to that members agreement, they have to pass our background checks. They have to pass our financial checks, and they have to pass an eviction report. So they can't have had a felony in the last 7 years. And they also need to show 2 times the weekly rental rate, and they need to show that they haven't had more than 1 eviction. So the screenings is a huge component of that as well, just so we make sure that we're, have some sort of process in place that we're just not allowing anyone in there, but the people who have been vetted. So then the third pillar of it, and I'd say one of the most important ones, I mean, they're all equally as important, but a really big one is the member management piece of it. So we have a dedicated staff that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that is managing those member requests that are coming in. I like to really keep it simple, where Padsplit does the people management and then the homeowner is responsible for the property management. The nice thing about our platform is that it does have an internal kind of maintenance ticketing system. So the members can report issues, and then that will go either to the host or the property manager who's managing it to resolve within a reasonable time frame. So the platform is incredible. One of our biggest supporters locally here, his name is Jeff Weller. He's a very experienced host, has about 6 homes on our platform, long-time investor, 20 plus years, owns Coast to Coast Mortgage, the leading lender here in Northeast Florida. He's done Airbnb, he's done long-term rentals, done medium-term rentals. And just, a couple events ago that we had, he shared how he actually prefers the Padsplit platform over Airbnb. And I think if there was a recording of that event, my jaw would have dropped because, here we are 5 years in our journey. Airbnb is now coming up on 15 years on their journey. And we already have hosts who are saying they prefer our platform over Airbnb. And it's huge. So the member management is a huge piece of it. Now, just keep in mind, again, we've been doing this for 5 years. We have a trained staff. They've dealt with all kinds of issues. You name it, they probably dealt with it, but we can't resolve 100% of the problems. I'd say it's kind of like an 80-20 rule, maybe even less than that, maybe a 90-10, where we're going to be able to try to do 90% of it remotely, but sometimes it does require either a host or property manager to be on site to resolve whatever that issue is. And then the final thing I'd say is the payment processing. So that is that fourth pillar where we add value for investors. So anybody who's ever done shared housing on their own, and without like a structure that you have with your program, but somebody just kind of doing it on their own, it's a struggle, right? Making sure you got people paying you on time. Some people pay cash, some people pay Zelle, some people pay Venmo, and then trying to keep track of that in your accounting can be an absolute nightmare and a headache. So that's where, our platform, they can just kind of pay through Padsplit platform. The members pay on a weekly basis. The host gets paid on a weekly basis minus our Padsplit platform fee. So those are the 4 key pillars: marketing, member screenings, member management, and payment processing as well.
Dude, sick. Yeah, amazing. What great, very articulate in the way you described all of that.